Hello viewers, today we are going to be reporting on the very big tornado risk. So, I'm particularly worried about this. You see that chance for probability of one or more strong EF2, EF5 tornadoes? Right here, for the tornadoes thing? 80%? Not good at all. How does that all get all the way in Kalamazoo? Well, it is kind of at the edge, so yeah. Just look how massive that risk is. You see how massive that thing is? It's big. I'm particularly worried about here. And here. Whoever's watching, and if you're in any of these particularly dangerous situation areas, be ready. Be ready for any tornado emergencies or anything severe. The second a tornado warning is issued, go to your basement or your shelter. I am praying for you. I hope nobody dies. Because if anybody dies, that is not good at all. Got a few storm chasers, including the Y'all Squad. Kind of funny. Anyway. I hope nobody is caught here. Because I do not want anybody to die. Seeing people die from a tornado, that is very sad. Something I do not want to happen to anyone, but it's something we unfortunately cannot control. It's a force of nature. Even if we did stop the tornado itself, the supercell would probably just churn out more. It's better just to leave it. I'm really praying for everybody in the 15% especially. Radar indicated. Why is there a town called Mexico? I'm not gonna really ask questions, so... A tornado warning remains in effect until 4:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Central Audrain County. At 4:02 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Mexico, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Hazard: tornado and quarter-size hail. Source: radar indicated rotation. Impact: flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This tornado will be near Mexico around 4:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. No, not Central Standard Time, Central Daylight Time. Other locations impacted by the tornado include Benton City and Van Diver. Precautionary/preparedness actions. Move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built building, away from windows. If you are outdoors in a mobile home or in a shelter or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Wow, I kind of stumbled on my words there, but it's my brain moving faster than my mouth because of ADHD, unfortunately. But, I can't really control that. It really annoys me when people say persons, Anyway. Probabilities. Probability of 2 or more tornadoes, high, 80%. Probability of 1 or more strong EF2, EF5 tornadoes, high, 80%. Wind. Probability of 10 or more severe wind events, moderate, 60%. Probability of 1 or more wind events, I don't know, I forgot what that symbol means. Darn it. 65 knots, 75 miles per hour, low, 20%. Hail. Probability of 10 or more severe hail events, high, 70%. Probability of 1 or more hailstones, something 2 inches, moderate, 50%. Which means it's 50-50 for them for them to get hail or not to get hail of that size or so. Combined severe hail / wind. Probability of 10 or more severe hail events, high, above 95%. I don't know. I've already forgotten those because I've already forgotten them. Okay. Please don't judge me for it. Mesoscale discussion. The severe weather threat for Tornado Watch 160 continues. Summary. The threat for all severe weather hazards, including the potential for strong tornadoes, is expected to increase late this afternoon into evening. Discussion. Recent trends in surface observation and radar data indicate the outflow boundary south of the St. Louis metropolitan area stalling with the western extent of that feature lifting north in the Columbia, Missouri vicinity. PBL warming and moistening to the north of the modifying boundary is resulting in rapid air mass recovery within a kinematic environment featuring locally backed surface winds. As such, rapid air mass recovery is ongoing along to the north of the retreating outflow, which is coincident with a corridor of enhanced low-level shear with effective SRH of 200-300 M2/S2. I wonder what some of the words I did not know meant. PBL. This K word right here. I give up on trying to say it. I'll eventually learn how to pronounce it. Coincident. SRH M2/S2. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. That's what I need to know. Anybody in the comments who knows that, please comment so I know. I'm still learning meteorology. I'm still kind of learning meteorology, but I still know quite a bit. Anyway, the supercell ongoing to the immediate north of the St. Louis metro is within the eastern fringe of the stronger destabilization amidst a whatever that K word is, environment featuring around 250 M2/S2 of effective SRH and around 60 knots of effective bulk shear. As such, the potential for tornadoes will exist with that storm, at least in the near term. The longer term tornado threat with that storm will be contingent on sufficient destabilization of the downstream air mass to the north of the fresher segment of convective outflow. At the same time, thunderstorms are increasing in aerial coverage along and ahead of a cold front moving through northwest and west-central Missouri, where low-level winds have veered to southwesterly. The leading edge of those storms will pose the greatest risk for tornadoes as they continue northeast and encounter increasingly stronger low-level shear near and to the north of the Columbia and Mexico, Missouri vicinities. In addition to the tornado threat, the potential for large hail to very large hail will exist with any sustained supercells. Isolated damaging wind gusts also remain possible. Most probable peak tornado intensity, 140 to 170 miles per hour. Most probable peak wind gusts, 55 to 70 miles per hour. Most probable peak hail size, 1.50 to 2.50 inches. Wow. That was quite a mouthful. I'm less concerned about this one, but, still concerned. I'm more concerned about the ones here and here. Because, obviously the higher risk of stronger tornadoes. I feel bad for the people in these areas because they're probably terrified. And I mean utterly terrified. More terrified than I'd like to admit. Please ignore the background noises. Anyway, I'm really worried about the people in the areas of these tornado watches where it says particularly dangerous situation, because I don't want anyone to die, especially not from tornadoes. Even though the debris flying so fast, killing it pretty much instantly, you probably wouldn't really feel anything. Still a horrible way to die. No way to die is bad. No way to die is good. Dying isn't good in general. Especially the potential for, young people in these areas dying. It really breaks my heart to see such brutality from nature. But we're just the unfortunate beings caught up in Mother Nature's tantrums. And we really can't do anything about it, other than hope and pray that nobody dies. Hello to every storm chaser I feature on this camera. Well, on the here. Because, they get out there and they save lives too. So shout out to every storm chaser for saving everybody's lives. This is how legends and monsters like the Bridge Creek Moor tornado of 1999, the El Reno tornado of 2013, those types of monsters are born. Even though it usually starts with a high risk, which is super rare, but still happens. You can still get some pretty strong tornadoes with the risk of moderate. Any mesocyclones? Mesos? And tornadoes can rapidly intensify. For example, I believe the 2013 El Reno tornado intensified really fast, where it went from just a tiny little baby tornado with 65-mile-an-hour winds to a massive 2.6-mile wide monster with 313-mile-per-hour winds. Must have been terrifying. Even though it happened not long before I was born. It still happened before I was born, and I can imagine how terrifying it must have been, even to seasoned storm chasers like Reed Timmer, Tim Samaras, aka Team Twistex, who unfortunately died. Rest in peace to them. Anyway, I am very, very worried, especially for everybody and their pets and their loved ones in these areas, with the potential for some pretty bad tornadoes. Because you never know when a tornado could suddenly, boom, go to the 2.6-mile wide monster like the El Reno tornado. Our main tornado season here in the U.S. is May. Because that's where most of our unreasonably powerful and deadly tornadoes have happened. For example, the May 3rd, 1999 Bridge Creek Moore tornado, May 27th, 1997 Jarrell tornado, or more commonly known as the Dead Man Walking tornado, May 31st, 2013 El Reno tornado, a whole bunch of other tornadoes. The Joplin tornado of 2011, I forgot what day of May it was, but I do know it was May. May 17th? I don't know. I'll have to do more research on it, but I do know about the Joplin tornado. Oh, I'm seeing some mesocyclones. I really hope that these tornadoes do not kill anybody. That one Oklahoma tornado pretty recently, an EF4, it killed nobody, which is a miracle for a violent tornado. And it was the first violent tornado of 2026. And if we're getting EF4, EF3s, EF4s early, that definitely means we might have some EF5s ahead. Holy crap, look at all these severe thunderstorm warnings. But I do know these things save lives, especially during derechos. These risks, they worry me. Ooh. I'm gonna look at normalized rotation. I'm not really getting anything good. Well, none of this is good, but still I'm not really seeing any significant rotation. Maybe it just hasn't popped up yet. That's a funny town name. Effingham. Whatever. However the heck it's pronounced. Arcola and Tuscola. That gives me so many character ideas. But of course I'm not going to make them on camera because, I'm currently in weather mode. I'll have to remember those town names so I can name a character after them. Yeah, I also recently got home from school, so I'm tired. Please apologize. I apologize for my yawning. We got Brandon Kopic, Corey Gherkin, Nick Smego, or however his last name is pronounced. I'm sorry if I butchered his last name. Brad Arnold, Brett Adair. Sorry if I butcher any last names. I'm sorry. I'm not real good with pronouncing certain last names that are, kind of complicated to say. Seeing some thunderstorms over here. Not very big ones, but still thunderstorms. Those lightning symbols are moving everywhere. They're all over the place. Just like those severe thunderstorm warnings. Holy crap. But it's necessary for the survival of people and for their safety. Shout out to every storm chaser we see here, because you guys also help save lives. You guys are also very, very brave for watching it, for going right up to those tornadoes. Especially the ones with intercept vehicles. Because, yes, I know they are protected from the winds and the debris and stuff. But still probably terrifying being inside a monster like that. Even though you're heavily protected. Just imagine you're out there in the Dominator 3. Just pretend you're Reed Timmer for a second. And this 2-mile wide, massive wedge of an EF5 with winds exceeding 300 miles per hour is coming your way, screaming at you at over 60 miles per hour. You quickly drop a probe, get in the Dominator 3, and you deploy. And the tornado passes right over you, but it's a hell of a terrifying experience. The wind is shaking the Dominator 3. Your ears are on the verge of popping. It's terrifying for you. Gosh dang, another tornado warning. With no confirmation yet. Also, if you're on the road and one of these gets issued, do not go under an overpass. No matter how much it looks appealing, do not go under an overpass. People who survived under there are lucky, while you might be not. Why not to shelter under an overpass? You say? Well, there are multiple reasons. One, physics will make it act like a wind tunnel and accelerate the winds. Two, that you will not be protected from the debris. Just imagine a big old hunk of 2x4 slam right into your face. And if it's thrown at 300 miles an hour, would not be fun for you or anybody involved whatsoever. Instead, go inside a tornado shelter, or as an absolute last ditch effort, literally ditch, go find an actual ditch. And if it's deep enough, lay in there flat, cover your head and your neck, and hold on for dear life. Because you don't know if that thing's gonna suck you up or not. Suck you up like a vacuum cleaner. Still no confirmation? Dang. Oh wow, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in Michigan already? Oh, 5. Dang. I guess the weather's feeling a little spicy today. Wow, more tornado warnings. My goodness. Wait, is that it? Getting some pretty big hail reports. Nothing observed yet. I won't be surprised if this reaches the rare high risk, because that's how all legendary outbreaks start. The outbreak that caused the Bridge Creek Moor tornado in 1999. That's one notable outbreak. May is pretty much tornado season for the U.S. Well, kind of everywhere in the U.S. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Poplar Bluff. That's funny. We'll make it an inside joke that it's Popular Bluff. Ooh, funnel cloud? Yep, funnel cloud. I thought so, that it was a funnel cloud. I'll be darned if it hasn't touched down yet. We'll wait and see. Composite. Ooh. That's a big, massive line of storms. Holy crap, how many miles across is that thing? It's massive. Oh my god. Holy crap. Alright, that is now the biggest storm I have ever seen on a radar. Because it's massive. That funnel cloud is probably a wedge. Maybe a wedge. Yay, yet another severe thunderstorm warning. Another tornado watch. You know, I'm gonna kind of end it here, but I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll make a video the second an EF5 happens, or at least a tornado emergency is issued. Alright? Alright. Goodbye. Peace.